Now, I personally have a red dot on here. I do like my red dot. The very cool thing is you can flip up your ion sights, and they will pretty much even up with the red dot. No issues there. If you like to shoot through the ion sights and the red dot, and you can equalize them. Another thing that I really like about this gun is just everything's easily accessible. The mags are your standard. I personally use high caps. The cool thing about the KWA is it can use M4 mags of any brand and M16 mags of any brand. So they're easy to get in. Just push in, and you'll have to hit it in. Like most other guns, they just slide in. This one you have to give a hit so it locks into the mechanism. And then your release mechanism, like all other M4 systems, is on the side. No big deal there. Now, you can put a foregrip on. That's what I currently have on, as you can see. The only thing I would not recommend, based on my experiences, is with running with the foregrip, the rail on the bottom here has become very loose. So I don't know if I'd fit a launcher or anything on that that's too heavy. I also do have a flashlight SWAT Tech that I put on here. Put that on here for you. But as far as the launcher would go, I think it'd be way too heavyweight, and it'd definitely take off your bottom rail, which is kind of a disappointment because you'd expect it to be able to hold something like that. So that's the flashlight. Very easy to get on and off. No issues there. Now, the bad thing that I don't like about the rail system is the top's connected fine because it runs parallel with the top rail system, but all of these side rail systems are connected by the bolts. And, I mean, they aren't the Allen wrenches, but they still will become very, very loose, which I think that's really the only issue with this gun, besides the pain in the battery. And another really cool feature I like is many people have issues with slings, if you're lefty, if you're righty, whatnot. And normally with the M4 you'd have your sling connector up front, on the bottom of the barrel, and your sling connector in the back. Now what I really like about this gun is the sling connectors are all metal. However, the issue that I had, and I'm sure many of you will have if you purchase this gun, is this front sling screws into the side rail, either left or right, to make it ambidextrous. But my issue is, especially with KWA, this really ticked me off, is the receptor part where you feed the sling through is metal. However, the connector, which you actually screw in, is plastic. So I screwed it in for the first time, and why I don't have it with me today is I slung it on my back, it just snapped right off. So I'm going to give you fair warning, be careful about that if you're planning on using that sling. I'd actually go try to find a metal one myself. But I currently use the dual sling system in the back, which is very, very convenient right here for both ambidextrous. Your sling just clicks on, and you can click it on the same side or both sides. I prefer the both side because you don't have to worry about the stock getting in the way, no matter what the size is, because it'll just clear both sides of the stock. And that's great if you switch lefty and righty. So overall, I mean, that's the basics for the gun. If you have any specific questions, you can always get back to me or any other member of the team. We pretty much know everything about it. And overall, I would say this is a great gun to buy. However, with the LiPo battery, with the rail system, and a couple other perks of this, it's not a starter gun, I would say. I would stick with a less expensive gun because the price tag on this gun is $375 to $400 depending on where you buy it from, which was the only downside because I remember buying my G36C KWA, which is a gun before this that I had, for a lot less than that, which led me to a disappointment and as far as money goes, but the gun definitely proved me wrong. But overall, easy to take apart, easy to put together. You know, no problems at all out of the box. And it'll shoot with .20s, a solid probably 350 to 400 FPS. If you're using .25s, I'd say a steady 400 with no issues. I'm having trouble getting this flash header on. There we go. But overall, buy or no buy, buy, definitely. It fixes all the main issues that you'll have with your classic Army M4 with the upgraded internal gearbox right out of the KWA box. It'll fix all the rail system issues you'll have with your M4 or could have with your M4. But great gun overall. Give it a good rating. And you guys can wait for the firing test to see how well it shoots. Otherwise, this is the KWA M4S system. Great gun and definitely worth a buy.